now on WRDE Coast TV.
Record-breaking heat will continue to grip and take a hold of the Delmarva Peninsula until we get a break thanks to some stormy weather on the way.
And it's not just Delmarva, and it's just today why this summer set a global heat record.
Bridging the gap in Milford, the city is looking to finish its Riverwalk.
Say it ain't so. COVID-19 on the rise again, the new variant, and our poll question about masking.
Housing help for seniors, where a key meeting is scheduled and what resources will be presented.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV, your local news at 11 starts right now.
A river walk to remember. Milford looking to connect their famed pathway. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with change along the Milford Riverwalk.
The city of Milford is looking to put the final touches on their mile-long loop.
Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us the hurdles Milford has to get over first to get the job done.
The Milford Riverwalk is a popular spot for an evening stroll, but the 2-mile-long loop is technically incomplete. If you're going for a stroll here on the Riverwalk in Milford, it seems to just abruptly come to an end right here on Southwest Front Street. But if you take a little walk with me now, as you can see, you walk and you walk until finally the Riverwalk picks up again about 50 yards away. And the city says it's been looking to bridge this gap for a long time. But the warm concrete and bulkhead seen here in the Mispillion River may be the key to getting this project done. The owners of this building right on the river told the city they would give the necessary land needed to extend the Riverwalk if the city fixed the bulkhead. Sarah Bloom with the city says the current Riverwalk layout can be a bit confusing for visitors.
As a local, I can navigate it, but it will definitely make for an easier means of communicate or transportation through the city for those that aren't local.
Trey Carroll says finishing the pathway would really improve a unique luxury that Milford already enjoys.
Me and my little cousins come around here. After we play basketball, just to walk around the town, it would be perfect.
Looking to cross the bridge to a finished Riverwalk. The city did recently discuss a grant that would help pay for repairing that concrete in the bulkhead of the Mispillion River, but Bloom says there's still more discussions to be had on that grant. I'm Charles Reiner in Milford, Coast TV News.
Taking a live look outside into our Hershey Exteriors camera at the 45th Street Tap House there in Ocean City. It's been a hot and steamy day here on Delmarva, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our forecast tonight. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory, and I can bear witness to just how hot and humid it really has been throughout the afternoon. And we have more in the way of oppressive heat that's coming. I mean, I'm expecting a high of 98 degrees for tomorrow, and then we're looking at 94. Not only that, but we have an increase in our allergens. So if you're going to be coughing or sneezing, that's going to be problematic for you as well, along with the heat. Fortunately, the air quality problem is not quite the problem it was. Temps right now mild compared to where they were earlier today, but today's high 96 in Georgetown, 97 in Salisbury, record highs, both of those, 93 in Ocean City and 96 in Wallops Island. So this is the kind of heat that we had on the thermometer. We're not even talking about the heat index, and it wasn't that far away from where we were from, just yesterday. And so that's our problem. We're talking about a tremendous amount of heat and humidity that's not going to stop, and that's going to be accompanied with a much higher UV index, which is going to be searing for tomorrow. So far I've been saying it's hot. But did you know this? According to the records, we've endured the Earth's hottest summer ever measured. The World Meteorological Organization says the Northern Hemisphere experienced a historic summer, closing out a season of dangerously high temperatures with the warmest August that climatologists have ever recorded. It's about 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than pre-industrial averages. These record temperatures drawing closer to the warming threshold that the world is trying to not pass. So this is a record we don't necessarily want to attain, but guys, it looks like we're going to do it as early as tomorrow. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. With that story from Paul in mind, it looks like 1/5 of the American people think climate change is going to make it more difficult to live in the area of the country they currently live in. That's according to a new USA Today Ipsos poll for people living out west, where they have been seeing wildfires and droughts and torrential rains. That goes all the way up to 30%. In general, nearly 40% of respondents say climate change is negatively affecting their everyday life. On the other hand, about 20% don't know if climate change is actually happening. There is a new strand of COVID, and doctors in the area are seeing more COVID cases in patients.
The ages of patients testing positive covers all age ranges. A new variant may be concerning to many, but doctors have advice to ease those fears.
There are treatment options available, and Paxlovid is a very common antiviral treatment for COVID. It is still good for this type of COVID variant.
If you do test positive, you could wear a mask, isolate from others. Doctors are advising everybody to be smart and to make healthy decisions.
Right now, there isn't an exact date when a new vaccine will be available for the new COVID strain, but these are a few ways you can still protect yourself and others from COVID. Delaware Division of Public Health says to stay home if you're feeling sick, get tested if you have symptoms or were exposed to someone with COVID. Health officials say to inquire about treatment if you test positive. They say wear a mask in crowded indoor spaces or if you know someone is at a higher risk for illness as cases rise.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, if COVID-19 cases rise significantly, do you think those mask mandates should be reinstated? Let's take a look at our updated results from earlier this evening.
Take a look at the screen here. 37% say yes, 63% say no. But if you haven't voted yet, you can still tell us your thoughts at WRDE.com or on our mobile app. We'll have updated results later on in the newscast.
The town of Ocean City is warning people that its inlet parking lot will soon close to the public. And that's going to be for almost an entire month, from September 10th through October 8th. A few big events in town are hosting as the reason for it: Ocean City Bike Fest, Ocean's Calling, endless summer cruising. You can see the video that we shot of the parking lot here today. It's a big lot that the community relies on for parking in the downtown area. Some locals say they're concerned that shutting down the lot for that extended period of time is going to make it even harder to find the parking they need.
Hardly any time. The only time you can actually find a parking space is when it's bad weather. If it's raining, you might be able to find a spot. But we've been down here when it's raining, and if you can't find a spot, you have to walk in the pouring rain to get somewhere. You know, it's just, no, they definitely need this lot open, that's for sure.
The town says the lot will be available after 5 p.m. each day during the endless summer cruising event, and will reopen to the public for use after 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, October 8th.
One person was rescued this morning near the 16th Street Beach in Ocean City. According to the Ocean City Fire Department, rescue swimmers went into the water just before 9:30 a.m. for a reported unconscious person. A department spokesperson told Coast TV News that the swimmer was transported to Atlantic General Hospital as a critical patient.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Sussex County seniors have help for housing. On Monday, September 18th at 10 a.m., a number of housing organizations will outline resources for seniors and disabled populations. That's happening at the County Admin West Complex on 113. Drivers in Wicomico County can expect lane closures next week due to the beginning of a pipe rehabilitation project. Construction will be underway along US 50 near Walston Switch Road. Chincoteague's annual plein air event is underway. Artists from all over the country will paint outdoor scenes throughout the week in preparation for Saturday's show and sale. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
The city of Rehoboth Beach has announced that city manager Lawrence Christian is resigning. That will be in effect November 3rd. Christian has only been at the city for 8 months. The city says that Christian cites personal family matters for the resignation. City officials say it will begin a thorough search for a new city manager once again. They say more details about their interim plans and search will be released in the future.
Attorney General Kathy Jennings says there's been a recent uptick in financial scams aimed at seniors. That includes tech support scams, money and check transfer scams, and social media romance scams. Here are some of the ways Jennings says seniors can protect themselves. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Never send money or account information to somebody that you do not know. Never pay to receive money. And if you get a phone call you did not expect from somebody who says there's a problem with your computer, just hang up. We do have a link on our website to file a report of senior exploitation.
2 Pennsylvania school districts closed for a second day today as hundreds of officials continue to search for a convicted murderer who escaped from prison last Thursday.
As Emily Schmidt reports, the acting prison warden shared a timeline of the escape and showed us how the convict got out.
In just a few seconds, convicted murderer Danilo Cavalcante disappeared from view and escaped prison Thursday, making his move even as a camera watched.
At 8:51 a.m., Cavalcante escapes from the prison, having crab walked up a wall, push his way through a razor wire, run across a roof, scale another fence, and push his way through more razor wire.
The acting prison warden says in May, another inmate escaped the same way. That time, a tower guard saw him and he was captured in minutes. Security consultants added razor wire, but this time officials say the tower guard missed what happened.
We only focused on the physical infrastructure and not necessarily human element.
Now people who live near where cameras have captured Cavalcante after his escape are getting reverse 911 calls warning them to be vigilant.
Your nerves are on edge and you just second guess everything.
Pennsylvania State Police say a search dog had to be hospitalized Tuesday after working in extreme heat.
It is important that we keep pressure on him as we continue the hunt.
The prison says more than an hour passed from the time Cavalcante scaled the wall until the escape siren sounded, long enough to buy him nearly a week on the run. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
The reward for finding Danilo Cavalcante is now up to $20,000. The acting prison warden says prison consultants are once again returning to look at safety measures to prevent any future escapes.
We are just getting started here on Coast TV News at 11.
Coming up, we know it's hot, but cyclists, workers, and more were still outside enjoying life today. The tips they gave us about keeping cool.
And believe it or not, we might be looking forward to this cold front that's going to bring some storms our direction. Windstorms are a good thing. I'll explain all that in the full forecast.
First, they preserved the land. Now they are set to open it up to the public. We break down the progress that's been made by the Sussex County Land Trust. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend only at the Delaware State Fairgrounds. Browse over 40 hot tubs, cold therapy tubs, and swim spas from 5 major brands at huge savings. Financing is available and admission is free. That's this weekend at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Visit hottubexpo.com. Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend only at the Delaware State Fairgrounds. Browse over 40 hot tubs and swim spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. Financing is available and admission is free. That's this weekend only at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Visit hottubexpo.com.
Progress is being made on Sussex County's newest park. Here's footage of Stephen Hudson Park, a parcel owned by the Sussex County Land Trust on Route 9 and Cool Spring Road. The Land Trust says a grand opening is set for Tuesday, September 26th.
The deadline to apply for the fall 2023 Delaware Department of Corrections Citizens Academy has been extended. The new deadline for this is on Friday, September 8th. The department says applicants will tour facilities along with interacting with DOC leaders, learning about prison operations, community supervision methods, and more.
Today we had record-breaking heat in our area, and despite the heat, some people still got outdoors. Coast TV News spoke with construction workers and cyclists. It took them a bit more planning and a lot more water to stay safe and endure the heat. Kim Scheffler, visiting from Pennsylvania, logged about 20 miles on the Georgetown-Lewis Trail.
We started early so that we could complete the whole loop before it got too hot. We drank lots of water, and we put electrolytes in our water, and we took breaks.
The Sussex County government hasn't established any cooling centers, but reminds people they can always go to the libraries when temperatures are this high.
Other good places to visit when the temperatures are really high: the mall, the grocery store, home. All those areas work, okay? Now, be sure you scan the QR code that's in the corner of your screen, because this will keep you updated on things as they change, because we're watching out for some stormy weather. And next week, not this weekend, but the following weekend, we might have to even deal with I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I am talking about a hurricane. Possible hurricane. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. First of all, in Rehoboth, it's so hot, it actually has the camera lens a bit on the hazy side with the condensation that's going on with the dew point temperatures being so high. We're in the 80s, 81 and 80 degrees for Rehoboth Beach's Bethany Beach, but we're in the 70s throughout the inland areas. The dew point temperatures, once again, are very much elevated into the 70s, so there's a tremendous amount of moisture. Now, you combine that with the winds pushing primarily out of the south, and we're just looking at just a very soggy atmosphere, for lack of a better phrase, right now. But not so soggy that it's producing rain. It's just making the air thick in general. And if you combine that with a cold front pushing through, hey, you have a combination that's going to create an opportunity for some rain. And we want that because we have record-breaking heat from today, and we're expecting record-breaking heat for tomorrow as well, and possibly even extending into another day after that. So, pickleball forecast, just in case you're into that thing, especially with the U.S. Open. A lot of folks are just getting kind of antsy and want to do some court kind of activities. Look, we're going to hit 90 degrees by 2 o'clock, and this is a conservative estimate along the coast. This is not even including the inland areas where it's going to get really warm. Now, the UV index for tomorrow is going to be at level 8, which is high. This is courtesy of Face of Grace practice in sun safety. You could burn in 35 minutes. So let's talk about things. We're going to have a pretty decent weekend, even though it's going to be a little bit on the rainy side. 3 o'clock Friday, we're looking at some clear skies here. Then we see passing showers going into Saturday morning, and then passing showers until we get to Sunday afternoon. We'll see scattered showers begin to pool there, going into Monday morning, and then the rain begins to pull out of the way. So you take a look at the next 3 days: Chickateague and Assateague temperatures near the 80-degree mark along the coast. Now, along the coast, it's fairly tolerable, because we're talking about 87, 85, 84. But this is primarily along the coast. Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, with the chance of showers really kicking in for us on Saturday. The inland areas, different situation. Now, I'm supposed to wrap now, but I got to show you this real quick. Hurricane Lee is now expected to be a Category 4. I believe it's going to get up to a Category 5. I want to show you 2 scenarios. Next weekend, if we have the jet stream that stays inland right here, this thing's going to come right into us and barrel in on the coast. If that jet stream leans out a little bit more, it's going to swing Lee out farther. So let's hope that the jet stream comes out a lot more and becomes aggressive, but it'll be relatively weak. That's what we hope for. Here's a look at your exclusive extended forecast. Rainy for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but that is at least when the heat will break.
Thank you, Paul. A reminder, you can hear Coast TV news and weather updates throughout the day on our family of radio stations: Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 FM, on 93.5 The Beach, and on Big 107.7.
Still to come, look at this giant check. The Salisbury Fire Department has plans for the money, why it's a more common purchase for police.
But first, a new set of protocols to boost school safety, how Worcester County Public Schools plans to train students and educators.
Football is in the air, and the car store is ready to take the field with a great lineup of cars and trucks, many with low miles and remaining factory warranty, and backed by the car store's certified advantage. And with best in market pricing, you'll find the right car right now. TheCarStoreOnline.com.
Smart shades set the vibe. Protection from the sun. Party vibes. Relaxed in bed. Cozy vibes. Lower energy bills. Energy savings vibes. Smart shades do the work for you, making it easier to create the right vibe. Book your free consultation today at budgetblinds.com.
Come check out the newly expanded mattress lineup at Johnny Janosic, your one-stop mattress superstore. Shop now and save up to $600 on select adjustable bases with your mattress purchase of $19.99 or more. And we have the best bed-in-a-box brands starting at just $6.99. Take your mattress home and sleep on it tonight. And rest easy with 0% APR financing for 60 months. Shop the Labor Day mattress sale at your one-stop mattress superstore, Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
The new upscale OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro is the place to go for fresh, hand-selected ingredients used to create the most delicious Asian delicacies. Come dine in, have a drink, and let our skilled chefs prepare your authentic Thai, Chinese, and Japanese dishes. At OC Chopsticks, we take what was good and make it better. Sushi rolls, noodle soups, General Tso's chicken, you see where we're going. Anything made fresh is better. Serving lunch and dinner daily, located at the Ocean City Outlets. OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro, we stay fresh.
At the truck store, we're piling on the value with a great selection of quality pre-owned trucks backed by the Certified Advantage. We're tackling high prices so you can tackle whatever life throws at you. So get to the truck store now and score the best deal on your next truck. MyTruckStoreOnline.com.
With a new school year in session for Worcester County Public Schools students, the district has adopted a new set of safety protocols to follow. The school has adopted the standard response and reunification protocols, which provided a full day of training with all school system administration and emergency service partners. This week, families will receive information on the protocols, educating them in the 5 school safety statuses: hold, secure, lockdown, evaluate, and shelter.
The Salisbury Fire Department is soon going to have new resources to utilize when serving the city. The Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore and donors have granted $73,000 to the department to fund ballistic vests. This will protect paramedics and firefighters who are exposed to risks like active shooter events and crisis intervention scenarios. Additional funding, though, that is still needed to meet the estimated $90,000 needed to outfit the department personnel. Potential home buyers are staying on the sidelines as applications to purchase a home dropped to a 27-year low. This after rising sharply for several weeks. The average interest rate for a common 30-year fixed-rate mortgage decreased slightly this week from 7.31 to 7.21. Despite that pullback in rates increases, mortgage interest rates remain a full percentage point higher than a year ago at the same time.
As you just heard, applications for mortgages are down, but that's not because people don't want homes. It's just housing is expensive. As Jen Sullivan reports, according to a new study, more remote and hybrid workers are willing to pack up and move to a new area or increase their commute distance.
More U.S. workers are willing to relocate and say affordability is the most important factor when searching for a new home. According to a Fannie Mae study, 22% of remote and hybrid office workers surveyed in the first quarter of this year say they're willing to pack up, even if it means moving to a new metro or regional area or increasing their commute to the office.
Why wouldn't you move here? The cost of living is low. We've got great lakes and waters. We have beautiful seasons. The falls are incredible. Good sports teams.
Fannie Mae's researchers say it's a trend that's been on the rise since 2021 among all age and income groups. But they say young workers between the ages of 18 to 34 are significantly more willing to relocate or commute a further distance from work than their older coworkers. With 30% of young workers saying they're willing to move further away, that's up significantly from 18% back in 2021.
If they have really good high-speed internet, they're getting a flood of people coming in.
It's a trend that's been playing out in the Lansing, Michigan area, with rent and home prices and mortgages at historic levels nationwide. The mayor of Lansing says some rural spots have noticed a surge in new residents and demand for new housing and restaurants.
They're coming from all over the place. They're coming from the suburbs back into the city. They're coming from outside because of affordability.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Up ahead in sports, final West Coast game of the regular season for the Phillies out in California. Our DSN crew has those highlights.
And next, she's a global icon. Why it's this singer-songwriter's love of reading that's making a difference along the coast.
Fleischer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva.
We salute Brian Comlow. Brian served 8 years in the Navy and 30 years as a Delaware police officer. Brian is now a deputy sheriff for Sussex County, serving his community and helping others has always been in his blood. thank you for your service.
If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV Salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Beat the wind and rain with 50% off your new Valor roof, plus payments as low as $119 per month. Purchase with purpose. Your new Valor roof helps us donate a new roof every month to combat veterans in need.
833-83-VALOR. Come and get your fun. Come and get your fun.
Play the Maryland Lottery.
Come and get your fun.
Because fun looks good on you. Right now, play our exciting new Battleship, Connect 4, and Yahtzee Fast Play games for a chance to win up to $50,000.
Come and get your fun. Come and get your fun.
Before you celebrate your new home, protect your surfaces with HydroShield. HydroShield prevents unwanted stains from penetrating the surfaces in your home. Our eco-friendly formulas eliminate the need for toxic chemicals, protecting you and your family. You paid good money for your surfaces. Protect them with HydroShield. Call today for your free total home protection estimate. And relax, we have you covered.
Learn more about our total home protection at hydroshielddelmarva.com.
Party decor and more. The store that has all your party supply needs. Festive holiday decor. Game day team supplies. Balloons that are safe for the sky. Announcing a special surprise. And of course, something for every birthday year that flies by. Party decor and more. The only party store at the beach. Midway Shopping Center in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware.
We just bought our first home. Sure, there's a lot to fix and money's tight, but thanks to my husband, we're keeping our spirits high and all our costs low. Because with him, the glass is always half full.
Babe, got it.
Even if it's leaking.
You're always there for them.
Of course.
And we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
Don't get scorched this summer storm season. Stay ahead of the leaks. Save big on your new Valor roof with 50% off all materials and payments as low as $119 per month. Call Valor Roofing today.
833-83-VALOR.
Delaware libraries and famous singer and actress Dolly Parton are coming together for the Imagination Library program. According to Delaware Libraries, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library will give children from birth to the age of 5 a free book in the mail each month. The purpose of the program is to instill the habit of reading within children.
New at 11, the Indian River School District says its elementary and secondary mathematics teams have been granted more than $650,000. That money comes from Delaware's Reimagining Professional Learning Grant, which the district says aims to empower educators to innovate, collaborate, and provide the best learning experiences for students.
In health news, Mexico's Supreme Court of Justice ruled to decriminalize this procedure Wednesday. That ruling wipes out Mexico's current ban, effectively making it illegal. 12 states in Mexico had already decriminalized the procedure. The new ruling expands that to the entire country. It's in line with a trend through much of Latin America that is seeing abortion become legal in more countries there.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Final West Coast game of the regular season for the Fightins. Philly trying to end the trip 500. They're coming back down to earth a little bit towards the tail end of August. Kyle Schwarber wastes no time whatsoever. Who cares about the batting average when you can make a baseball go that far? Homer number 41 on this season for Schwarber. That's fourth most in the big leagues this season. Bottom two, Zach Wheeler on the bump for Philadelphia. He was playing silly on the mound. Manny Machado, second inning. Thanks for stopping by. Gary Sanchez coming up in the third. Not able to catch up to that one as well. Can't hold the swing. And then 2 outs in the frame. Trent Grisham chasing Cheddar. 7 strikeouts in 6 innings of one-hit ball for Wheeler. Top 4 we go. Bryce Harper. They're saying he should have never shaved the beard. No Samson effect on the slugger. A double to the gap. Scores 2 runs for Philly. It's 3-zip, 57 RBIs in 105 games this season for Harper. He says beard or no beard, doesn't matter. Top of the 5th, same score, JT Realmuto. joins in on the fun with a drive to deep center field. 18th homer of the season as Philadelphia wins at 5-1. The Phils, they keep a game-and-a-half lead on the Cubs for that top wild card spot. And this time tomorrow, we'll be wrapping up in Woodbridge for Colonel Richardson against the Blue Raiders in football. Be sure to tune in to kickoff on DSN tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with coverage beginning at 6:30. That'll do it for Sports Tonight.
It's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know, if COVID-19 cases rise significantly, do you think that mask mandates should be reinstated? Take a look at the screen. Here's our updated results. 35% now say yes, 65% say no. If you haven't voted yet, you can still go to our website or our mobile app. Run white and blue. Still ahead on Coast TV News at 11, how you can still help an annual race raise money for veteran and first responder scholarships.
Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
At the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, this is why we walk. They're why we walk. We walk in the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's because we're getting closer to beating this disease. Join us!
Fall in love with Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Biblion and the Vintage Underground, your analog respites in a digital world. Books, vinyl, vintage clothing, and more. Open daily.
Eclectic style, estate jewelry, furniture, art. A curated collection to inspire.
Beautiful Nassau Valley Vineyards, the perfect place for tours, tastings, and impeccable events. Award-winning Delaware wines for 29 years.
Lots to do and see.
In Lewis.
If you want your trade-in to be worth more down the road, then shop Toyota. The best resale value brand according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com for the third year in a row. On a $45,000 vehicle, see how these Toyotas are predicted to be worth thousands more than the average vehicle after the first 5 years of ownership. That's performance you can count on. Shop local inventory on buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness!
With free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join the judgment-free zone today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Wheel of Fortune has been part of your life for over 40 years.
Isn't this something? Boy, oh boy.
With Pat and Vanna leading the way for every wheel spinning, money-winning moment. A brand new season with all new episodes starting in September.
Celebrating 41 years of excitement.
A season that will truly be unlike any other.
Now it's time to celebrate in a big way.
New season starting September on Coast TV.
They just ripped the ATM out of the wall.
Were you trying to rip me off?
These are the stories that impact your life.
Moving to Coast TV in September.
At the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, this is why we walk. They're why we walk. We walk in the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's because we're getting closer to beating this disease. Join us!
There's still time to help an annual race give back to veterans and first responders. Delaware Technical Community College in Georgetown is hosting its 10th annual Run White and Blue tomorrow night. The event benefits Owens campus scholarships for veterans and first responders. Organizers say you can register for the race to support the cause, or you can also donate. The 5K run and 1 mile walk starts at 6 p.m. Thursday.
Speaking of Thursday, the only county in Delaware that's officially under a heat advisory is actually Newcastle. Now, we're not here in Sussex, but even with that being the case, I want you to check something out real quick. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're going to warm to 98 degrees for tomorrow, heat advisory or not. Need you to treat tomorrow as a heat advisory day. Stay in the shade. Drink plenty of water. Stay in the air conditioning if you can, whether you have chronic health problems or not. And if you have to work out in the sun, drink water, and more water. Same holds true for Friday, because we're going to go to 94 on Friday as well. Both days we're going to have the heat indices, or the heat index, go up to about 105, possibly as high as 112. Okay? By Saturday and Sunday, the rain should get its act together and cool us off back into the 80s. Then as we go into next week, we're going to be concerned about possibility of scattered showers beginning to move through. As we go into next weekend, that's when we may start talking about Hurricane Lee by then, giving us some problems. But we'll track that for you and keep you updated on that possibility as well.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.